We're going to take this huge mobile crusher from Marysville, Missouri, or from St. Louis, Missouri to Marysville, Missouri, which is nice because this is a nice internal drive. We're just staying in the state. How's it going, patchwork? My truck is not really set up for this. This is probably going to be a disaster. I don't know if this is one of those like missions where they... No, just open road. And I gotta figure out how to put my truck into drive. And we're gonna actually spend the night here because I don't want to drive at night for the sake of the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fast forwarded to morning. I'll be back. Alright, it is morning. This is the beautiful truck that we're gonna be running. This is my first new truck in the game in this new series. This is my, I have 3 trucks. I think I have 3 trucks altogether. Let me take a look at my company real quick here. We have, I did hire a couple drivers. So yeah, I think, oh, we have 4 trucks. I got 3 people driving. I got Ellie driving this International, same as I have, but the short, no sleeper cab. Got a Peterbilt 389 and a Peterbilt 579. These are trucks that I all bought used, off the used market. And that is a nice thing because you can get a really good deal on a truck. Yeah, I hear that, man. Me and my stupid lungs. Hey, we're back. So yeah, I felt better a couple days ago, but then we had like massive storms all week. Almost got blown away several times. That would be my fault right there. That would be my fault. No, I feel the same way with my allergies being so bad, and I was not functional for several days. So we're taking a first look here at St. Louis. I've driven here off camera. Once again, Cameo bought me this state, so thank you to Cameo. And there, I've been through St. Louis before, like on my way to Kansas City to visit my brother-in-law. But I've never we had dinner there one time. I think it's gotten to be a pretty, I don't know if it's a dangerous city. Like, I never thought of St. Louis as being like a dangerous place, but I think now it's like pretty crime-ridden. I don't know. Somebody else tell me what's going on there, because I can't go the red light, doofus. What? Now I can go. So I don't know if I want to stop there now, but it does have the famous arch where and I've actually been down this stretch of road before, so I've been through downtown and seen the arch on the freeway. So yeah, I never thought of, as a younger person, I never thought of, you know, the rough and tumble St. Louis. It always seemed like a nice place, but it's gotten bad over the last couple of years, I guess. It's no longer the gentle St. Louis of the South, the gateway to the Midwest that it used to be. Now it's like, more like gangland. But it's been years since I've been through it too. I think we're heading, I don't know where I'm heading actually. I guess we'll just have to follow GPS. I'm going to get in the middle lane. That way we can go either way. It looks like it's telling us to get over left. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Oh, thank you, Eliza. Did you get me a Lego full of water? Let's put that away from the laptop, yeah. Oh, look, they've even, did you see that? They modeled the garbage on the side of the road. That just shows you how bad things have gotten up there. Look at that bridge, though. It's cool. There's the arch. I've never been this close. I've seen the arch from a distance. Whoa. I'm so busy looking at the arch and driving off the road. That's cool. More garbage. We'll see if we can get a cool shot here. Oh yes, there's the arch with the church. And garbage all over the freeway. That must have really struck the developer for them to put so much garbage like on the road. Like, look at all the trash. Most cities don't look like that in the United States. Well, that's not true. Many cities do not look like that in the United States. I've been many places that do not have garbage all over the roads, and some places that do. Usually the bigger the city, the dirtier it is. It depends on what part of town you're in, too. So this truck has no specialty things for heavy hauling. I'll be fine, but I think I probably should have gotten like lights and stuff on it, but I didn't. Yeah, that's true. As we get older, our awareness of risk changes too. We get more attuned to, oh, that looks unsafe. Hey, it's some super juice. That's a new ad. All right, we're gonna be getting off at Maryville. I think it's fun. One of my coworkers, the guy that lets me go to his house to take a shower, he actually plays SnowRunner, and then he plays that ship deconstructor simulator, and that looks like a lot of fun, actually. He was showing me it today, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Wow, that stinks. Now, Cleveland, my old hometown, kept getting better and better. I don't know how it is now, but it was not going downhill, it was going uphill, which is rare for a city to recover like that. Because it got all kinds of bad names in the 70s. It was the armpit of America. It was the city that had the river catch on fire. That did happen. Yes, the river caught on fire. Oh, we got a shop here. Before I pick up the job, let's real quick configure our truck for this. Shh, don't tell anybody. So, I'm going to hopefully start being live again. The good news, now I got real good news today. I applied last week for a...
No!
Uh-oh, hang on, we're going to have a meltdown. The baby's been told no, she can't handle it.
No, I was saying no.
Oh, lie pie. Oh, Lord, we're going to pause for a minute, folks. All right, we're going to put these lights on. I know I was sleepy, too. I was debating streaming or taking a nap. And my wife said, Arthur, you haven't streamed for a while. You probably should stream. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I definitely feel better. You can hear my voice is better. I still will cough here and there, but you can definitely hear that I'm able to breathe. Oversized load. And we should put the little flags on. Let's see. So we're about to take an oversized load. There we go. $600 to do that. And so yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, I applied for... Hold on. Anyway, as I was trying to express earlier, I applied for a job at the local bank. You know, the place that we're staying does not have a ton of IT jobs. You don't see them a ton. They're out there, but they only show up like once every couple of weeks when they show up. Well, the big bank in town, they have their headquarters here. They are hiring a computer tech, and so I applied for the job, and I made it through the first interview, and then I have my second and actual in-person interview tomorrow, which means I had to go to Great Clips and get my beard trimmed and my hair cut. And I had to go to JCPenney's and get some pants because my dress pants are all ruined. Well, there's a long story behind that, but my son ended up throwing them away. He thought it was a bag of garbage, and he threw all my dress clothes away. I was getting them on the porch, and then I left and I forgot them there, and I came back a couple days later to get him, and he's like, "Wait, what do you mean you put them on the porch?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I just cleaned out my garage." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, and I put all the garbage there and I threw it all out." And I'm like, "So he threw away all of my dress clothes." So that's been kind of an issue. Yep. So he didn't do it on purpose, and I wasn't mad or anything, but I'm like, "You're gonna have to help me buy some new ones because like I need it." But anyway, so I have an interview tomorrow. It'll be an 8 to 5, and it'll literally mean I'm going to triple my salary if I get this job. We need, pray for me. I need this job. I really need the job. Because right now we are just barely making it by the skin of our teeth. And this will turn it into a good situation, like where we're actually solvent. Which will make me less stressed, which will make me want to do things like stream and YouTube more. Though I'll have to probably be more scheduled about it, but it'll help us all the way around. So. It's been a couple stressful months. It'd be nice to have something good happen. So anyway, interviews tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But keep us in your thoughts and prayers. All right. So I'm going to turn these beacons on. So I thought I'd share that news with you guys tonight because I'm like, man, I need some good news, and that's good news. All right, so we got this big old, I guess that's what they call it, a mill. And I don't know where I'm going with it. I probably should go back in the cabin so I can. Looks like we're going to the right and then to the right. I know, right? The truck's got 550 horsepower though, or 525, and like almost 2,000 pounds of torque or whatever. Is it foot-pounds? Is that what they measure the torque in? So it should be able to pull this no problem. It just doesn't, and I don't have an 18-speed transmission, but this truck, because it's an automatic, it'll never have that kind of transmission in it. So, yeah, thanks, me too. Oh, Lord, Eliza. Oh, my God. Hang on, I'll be back. She's been kind of like working her way off of naps, which means that these last couple hours of the day are like pretty filled with stress. So there's St. Louis behind us, and we are heading out of town now. I know, me too. That's my wife really gets that way when she's tired. Oh, the look I'm getting right now. Box me up and ship me out. All right. Oh, jumpy brakes. Yeah, we definitely don't have the off-the-line acceleration. Are you freaking kidding me?
What? Pussy!
Oh, well, the dogs are taking her food. That would explain why she's upset.
No.
I mean, I would fuss too. The bad news is I didn't get gas. The good news is I think we'll be able to make it the whole distance without having to worry about it. This is a 220 gallon or 240 gallon tank, something like that. And we're not going that far. It's like my truck in real life. I get a wicked 14 miles to gallon. Oh, and then I was in a... Okay, so while I was gone, and truant from streaming and YouTubing, we had a series of storms come through that you guys probably all saw, because really it was like the whole southern part of the country got hit, and we were hit over and over and over and over, and I mean literally every day was like at least 2 tornado warnings. Here's the crazy part though, because we're at the highest point in the county. We're up on this ridge. The lightning strikes our ridge, like, and when I say like, I mean within 20 feet of our trailer, we had at least how many? Yeah, or closer in some cases. How many strikes do you think we had? like within the vicinity over 10. Within,
No, I mean within 20 feet.
I would say within 20 feet of our trailer,
Thursday.
at least 4 or 5.
No, within 20 feet. We had
On 3 of them, on 2 of them, I heard the sizzle before the lightning struck. It went bzzz, and then the lightning struck, and it was like bam. On one of them, about 20 feet up off the ground, and about 30 feet from our door, I saw a ball lightning form. These balls of lightning, like 4 of them, and they were like bzzz, 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 and then lightning struck them. And it was just the whole sky, everything went white, and it was just like, pow! And then we had 1 or 2 more strikes after that. Like up by the street, there was a strike, and then down the road there was a strike, and it took out the transformer, and we had no power for like 6 hours. It strikes like right here. It is so crazy, and I'm like, I'm not going out. I'm not going out of the trailer. I'm not going out there. Like, we're just gonna sit here till the storm is past. But it's through that whole weekend we got struck multiple times, and I'm like, man, I don't. We're gonna have to eventually move out of this part because that's too dangerous. I'm not sure what the long-term goal is. I think right now my goal is to get a better job, spend a year or so working there, so that we can get a better trailer, and then I'll start looking. And once I get a bigger trailer that I can actually have an office. What's up, baby? Yeah, I don't want to see it again to be able to take a picture. It happened so fast that I couldn't get like, I didn't think to get a photo of it. I was just like hearing that noise, that buzzing noise, and I was like, oh my God, that's ball lightning. Like, I could see the balls. It was so weird. And then it exploded, and then I was scared witless. It's like, oh my God, we need to move soon. So the goal here is to get a decent job, save up and get a bigger trailer with an office, so that I can then start looking for remote jobs. And then once I have a remote job, we're just going to be able to move around wherever. So, or maybe buy some land in the area and, you know, set up a something that has a storm shelter. But oh wow, that's crazy, Cameo. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So you guys, I know your area got hit, so I didn't realize that it was that close to you. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you guys are okay, but that sucks. Yeah, there were a couple towns here that got wiped off the map too. It was bad, and now there's a bunch of flooding and stuff, and it's just crazy. What are you gonna do, Cameo? Are you thinking of moving? Like I said, we're probably gonna. I would still like to go out west at some point. So if I can find a decent remote job, then we will continue our journey out west. Otherwise, we'll just end up settling here, but we'll have to get a storm shelter put in. You think so?
Yeah.
Now, my wife was saying if we get the job, we'll stay. So I'm good with that.
Like, we'll find that.
Ooh, this is pretty. Yeah. I'd like to go out, yeah, you know, out west of here. I don't mean out west, but out west of here, so. You'll stay till it gets blown away and then build another. There you go. Well, there you go. But yeah, it's getting old. I know what you're saying, Cameo. I was beat because we had to keep staying up, and they have to get up at 6:30 for work, and I'm like, oh. Going to bed at midnight and getting up at 6. Going to bed at 1, getting up at 6. And then I had to work the weekend. Oh, and that was the other thing. So I don't know what we got hit by, but I think we got hit by the beginning of a tornado at work. I was at work, and then the sky went. It was like 10 minutes before we closed, and the sky went black, and hail started coming down, and then the wind picked up. But I mean, it wasn't like gusts of wind. It was one like 8-minute gust of wind. It was just like, and the doors were blown open, and we locked the doors and shut the signs off, and then we went and hid in the office. and we were getting pelted by hail, and it was like, oh my god. But I think that one went on, if I remember correctly, it went on to become a tornado in another town. It wasn't considered a tornado when it was here, but it was the start of one. I'm like, oh god. So it has been an adventure last week. And the people in the area, I'm like, is that new? Is it something that's new? And they're like, no, it's always like that here. It's like, oh, wow, great. They all have things in plan. Like there's rivers in the area that flood. And like the one lady I work with, she just stays with her parents when that happens. They get their cars and boats out and they move them away from the property and just park them all over at their folks' house and stay there until the flooding subsides. Like, wow, that seems like I don't think I'd want to live there. This is pretty here. This is kind of those Ozarky rocks right there. I don't know. I think Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas all have parts of the Ozarks there. Yeah, you probably get used to it, right? The lightning part is the thing I'm not. Somebody's gonna get struck at some point. It's just not safe. I talked to the owner, he's like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. Like, that sounds kind of scary. He's like, oh yeah, it's a little frightening. He's like, but we don't ever get them tornadoes. And I'm like, all right, well, if you say so. He's like, he said they go to either side. He's like, they go either down the left side or the right side of the ridge when we do get them, but they don't hit them here because the ridge kind of deflects them. So I'm like, well, that's sort of reassuring. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is, I would say, from the times that I've been through Missouri, this is a pretty graphical representation. I want to look at the map real quick and see what road. We're on 50. Now, when I went through, every time I went through, I was on 70. So, I've never been on these back routes, but it does look similar to what 70 has, too. The only difference is Route 70, and this is true through Kansas, too. On 70, you have marginal roads that run alongside the freeway. So, like, there's 2 lanes of highway, and then to the right and left of the freeway are marginal roads that follow the freeway, and that goes through the whole state. It's kind of unique. Oh boy, slowing down. Using the engine brakes to slow down. Picking up speed. There was no stop, but just with the turn, everybody was slowing down. One thing I will say that's cool where we live. Oh, thank you, by the way. I am cap locks. That's okay, Louis. How you doing? I'm impressed at how many late model cars and pickup trucks there are. Like, everywhere you go, there's awesome, like, mint condition, like Chevy square bodies and like old Fords and stuff like that. There's just some really cool pickup truck stuff going on here, and like Blazers and K-Blazers and stuff like that. And then I've seen a bunch of Luminas. I saw some celebrity Eurosports and like a regular celebrity. I'm like, oh my god, like a Chevy Celebrity. I haven't seen one of those in like 20 years. Unique up on it. That's how you catch a unique rabbit. Unique up on it. Ba-doom. So I will say that's kind of one of the fun things about living in the South. Up north, the cars just rust out. So it's cool to see all these old vintage cars that are in really good shape. Most of them. But even just like, not even like cool cars, just like random, like, oh my god, that's a Chevrolet Eurosport, and it like a Lumina Eurosport, and it's still running. How is that possible? I mean, it's probably been 10 years since I've seen a Lumina up north, and about 20 years since I've seen a Celebrity. Even celebrities don't drive it right. Was it Get Shorty? Was that the movie where John Travolta convinces all his friends to get the Lumina APV? guys remember that? Like he's like, oh man, this thing's great, and like everybody's buying it. It was kind of making fun of how celebrities always buy the same car, like they all ran out and got Priuses and stuff like that. So he gets the Lumina APV, and he's like, this is a pretty cool car, and everybody's like buying Lumina APVs. I had a couple of friends that had APVs. Man, those things were so ugly. And the windshield wipers were huge. They had a very special windshield wiper. It was so big. It's so big. Yeah, this is about how exciting it gets driving through Missouri. Just about. Everyone's excited about getting the Midwestern states, and I'm like... At least they did a good job. I have found that in the Midwestern states, they did do a good job, one, capturing the feeling of each state, and two, still making it enough interest that there's interesting things around each corner. Like, I don't feel like it's like there's nothing to see. Like, there's cool, like, farms, and, like, you know, they got all the special features. I know without doxing myself, in one of the cities that I got off, in one of these several DLCs that we are going to be driving in tonight, there's an exit where I got off for work to get some parts in a city that's nearby, and it was the exact exit, like with the same, like the way it goes onto the road, and it was across from a stadium, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got off at this exit. Like, I recognized the exit. I thought that was really cool. That's really neat when they do that kind of stuff. So he gets them from the south. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I never thought it true, but after now seeing it, I'm like, no, they really do. They don't rust out either. A lot of cool old semi-trucks, too. No, I haven't been to the Underground Depot. Where is that? That's what they were talking about, wasn't it? I haven't seen that yet. What city is that in? I missed my head tracker. We've been doing pretty good, though. This truck has not had any issues keeping at 55 with this load, and we haven't had any trouble pulling, so the horsepower is not enough. Jasper has one? Okay, in Springfield, okay. Jasper! That's an old school name. Ooh, Joplin. That's a scary place. I recognize that name. Joplin's where all those tornadoes hit all the time and kill people all the time. I think Joplin's gotten struck or hit like multiple times. They're pretty obvious on the map. Okay. Wait, the Twister or Twisters? Twisters is the new one, right? Oh, Kansas City, Missouri. I've been here. Oh, The Twister is on Netflix, is about Joplin. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that now. I've been watching a special about tanks on Prime. It's a free, and it's actually pretty good. It was done. It has terrible computer graphics as the intro, but once you get past that, it's actually very well done, and it's got the British Tank Museum fellows who are like, they know the specifications of the tanks. Hey, Coon Man, good to see ya. They're like, you know, I'm going to try to do my best impression, like, oh, the M3 Lee was equipped with the Christie 3¼ millimeter bearing suspensions that allowed it to travel over the ground much smoother than the standard transmission. It's just like that kind of stuff, but I love it. No, it just goes over like the different tanks. So like one episode covered like the evolution of the Russian tank, like from the up to the T-34-85. And then another one of them, like coming up to the Churchill, and how the Churchill, even though it was a terrible tank, it actually did really well in the desert because it could climb very steep ridges. So they would use it to climb up embankments where the enemy was like embankmented, and the troops would follow behind it using it for cover. So it was pretty neat. Look, this is cool. That must be the Mississippi. Oh, wait, now we're in the... Wait, I hope I didn't have to get off there. I was too busy watching this. Now we're in Kansas City, Kansas. I think once you cross the river, you're in KCK. I thought we were delivering to Missouri, though, but so maybe not. Time team? Okay, that sounds cool. This... If I complained, my wife would just yell at me. Stop complaining. Yes, miss. Okay, we're dropping... Looks like we're dropping south? I know we're staying in Missouri. We're delivering to Missouri, so we must not have crossed. So maybe the river isn't the border. Time team is on YouTube? Okay. Hermione, quit barking. Quit barking. Stop. Hey, it's okay. We should be getting close to our destination. It's been a long time since I've been in Kansas City. My brother-in-law lived in Kansas City, MO, for several years, and then he moved in with his friend and ended up living in Kansas City, Kansas, in Olathe, and stayed there for many years. Now he eventually saved up and bought a house in Hawaii, and so now he lives in Hawaii, on Maui. And loves it. This truck sounds a little rough. It doesn't... It's not the smoothest sounding engine. It's got a lot of mid and bass going on. You call that a step up? Yeah. It was nice, though. Ronnie Boy has a really nice house in Kansas City, in Olathe. And we used to go out there on vacation, like quote-unquote vacation. We'd stay with Ronnie Boy and Patrick for our family vacations because it's all we could afford. And so spent many a vacation in Kansas City, eating barbecue and going to Union Station and watching the bean sniffers. Whatever. I probably threw them out. I had some real cool photos that I took of the trains going through downtown, and then I had special prints made up, like super wide prints and stuff. I don't know whatever. I'm sure I threw them out. But which is a shame because they were really cool. Like they were metallic prints and they were really neat. Somebody probably somewhere would have liked them. But there's a guy who is also from Ohio, and he moved out to Colorado recently. But he was, I used to live by the Wheeling in Lake Erie, and this guy also lived by the Wheeling in Lake Erie, and he would do films of them on Facebook. And so it was he posted like every day. He posts videos of that Wheeling in Lake Erie. Well, then he moved out west, and now he's doing the bean sniffers. But honestly, I kind of like the Wheeling and Lake Erie stuff better, and the reason being is because the Wheeling and Lake Erie stuff is all old, like vintage equipment. They still use SD30, GP38s and SD50s, SD40s, stuff like that, SD60s. They got a bunch of like early 80s, late 70s equipment that they run, and things that you just don't see on the mainline. You just see like the big dash engines. You don't see those little road switchers anymore. But on the Wheeling and Lake Erie, it's alive and well, and they've got pretty much every General Motors engine or Electromotor Division engine that you've ever seen running. Hit it up for some barbecue. They got great barbecue. I went to some famous one. It was like a little hole-in-the-wall place that's like world famous, but it's supposed to be like the best barbecue in the world, and it was phenomenal. But it's funny because it's like it's almost like a soup kitchen. Like it's just kind of a little hole in the wall. Nothing fancy. They keep it just the way it was. Yeah, the SD45s are very rare. Yep. Vintage equipment. So we made it to Kansas City, Missouri. And you can see it looks pretty much like Missouri. Yeah, typically they are the best places. They're the best. Ah. Where is this going? Right, exactly. Because it's original. And you had the way that they served it to you. You got like one of those like food trays, like you used to get in school, like a plastic tray, and you get in line and you pick what you want, and they make it and then hand it out to you, and you put it on your tray, and then you pick out like a dessert and like a drink or whatever. This is like a cafeteria, but boy was the food good. There's somewhere here, and I'm gonna. Hey, what's up, RP? Thank you for the whoever that was that just gave me something. It didn't. I can't see what it is. What was I gonna say? My brain just totally went blank. Something about barbecue. Oh, there's a place in town here where I am that supposedly has like a $6 meal, like barbecue meal, and I'm gonna try to find it. I heard an ad on the radio, and I'm like, oh, I gotta find that, like $6 for like a full-on barbecue. But I also found that the Walmart here sells barbecue, like pork barbecue sandwiches, pulled pork sandwiches, for like $2, and they're really good. Don't ask how I know. It's like $2. All right. I will. Would you like me to? Oh, don't swear. Now you just wrecked the thing. I've only had one, all right?
You still haven't brought me one home.
Well, I was going to sit in the car for like 2 or 3 hours. I hope you didn't want to wait that long so you could have a spoiled sandwich and go to the hospital. All right. So I think for YouTube, that's our first trip through Missouri. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to look for some more. And for those of you on streams, hang tight. How long we got to go? Do I got time for another short trip? More than that? Okay. So if you're watching on YouTube, have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. If you really want to support the channel, buy me a coffee. The link will be in the description. And it goes directly to paying our bills, our cable bill, and all that stuff. And it's been a great help to us, you guys. You kept us afloat the last couple of weeks, so we really appreciate it. Have a good night, and be sure to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.